It's exciting. I mean, we've had this goal since we got eliminated last year. Right from training camp, our whole mindset was to get back here and get another shot at this. And it wasn't an easy journey again, but we're excited and we're ready this year.
You talked about not just being happy to be here. Maybe that was the sentiment last year a little bit. What's changed this time around? What makes you more confident this time around?
I think there's more belief. We have that experience. We have that bitter taste in our mouth still, and our mindset this year is completely different than last year. Like you said, it was a little bit happy to be there and enjoying the experience. This year it's all business. We have one goal in mind, and we're not going to be satisfied until we accomplish that.
Now, to get to that goal, you have over 2,500 miles between here and Edmonton. What do you do on long flights?
We have a card table, so I sit at the card table and play a little poker with the guys. So I'm sure there'll be some good games played on the plane, and I'm sure we'll have to sleep a little bit as well because it's going to be a long flight.
Sam, the top 4 picks from your draft year are all playing in this Stanley Cup. Take me back to the draft at that time, what you thought of then, and now seeing that these 4 guys are all playing here in this series.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, as 17 and 18-year-olds, we were, we got to tour around the Cup Final. It was LA versus New York, and got to spend a lot of time with Eki, Rhino, and Leon. So, we were all just kids, just enjoying the experience back then. And 10 years later, we're in the Stanley Cup Final. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool how things work out sometimes, but it's going to be a fun one.
Did you see the photo that they posted of you guys from that draft day? And would you recognize yourself from 10 years ago with that beard?
Yeah, I mean, I had a lot more hair on my head back then, but we're just a bunch of young kids back then, so it's pretty funny. We were looking at that picture and laughing the other day.
Sam, you were in Calgary with Matthew when he was like public enemy #1 with Edmonton for a little bit. What were those games like? What are your memories of the Oilers versus Tkachuk days?
Yeah, the Battle of Alberta was always intense, and then Chucky definitely brought a little extra spark to that. So it's always big battles. Those are fun games to be a part of. So I always enjoyed those games. And
you talked about your hair growth. How are you feeling about your playoff year? Are you happy with it? Do you want to trim? What was gone?
Yeah, it's getting to the point where it needs a little love. It could use a little trim, but it's all part of the goal to play this long and get, it's a privilege to get to grow your beard for this long. So, I'm still enjoying it.
How old were you when you first saw McDavid play, and how many years did you guys play together?
We started playing together, I think, when we were 8 or 9. He was my centerman. I played on his line every game, probably until we were about 15 or 16. We won a lot of tournaments together. Had a lot of really fun experiences growing up. A lot of cool tournaments.
So that Marlies team that you had, you and Ho-Sang and McEwen, and you were on his wing at that time?
But even before that, when we were younger, we played on a different team, York Simcoe. Exactly, and I always played with him.
Sam, I had a chance to talk to Ken Strong the other day. He told me about the Boston goal. Do you remember that McDavid kind of going around and everyone asking for autographs when you guys were in Boston? Do you remember that?
I don't remember that one, but there was a lot of really cool goals that he scored. So no, I don't remember that one. Sorry.
What's it like playing in this, like as kids, as childhood friends and all that, getting a chance to play together?
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable how things work out. Back then we were just a couple kids enjoying minor hockey, having fun. I mean, the dream was to play in the Stanley Cup Final, but to actually get the opportunity to go against them it's a pretty cool experience. so definitely cool how things work out sometimes.
Everyone's
You spent a lot of time playing against Connor when you're in Edmonton, or when you were in Calgary, he was in Edmonton. What does it take to stop Connor McDavid?
I mean, he's the best player in the world for a reason. You can't. I think it's more going to be about limiting his opportunities, limiting his time and space. He's obviously still going to make some remarkable plays, but you just got to eliminate his time, his space, be aware when he's out there, and we have a game plan for that.
Sam Bennett was talking earlier today that he's had a long storied coaching career. What it would be like for him to get that cup, and what would it be like for you guys after him coaching for nearly 30 years for him to win that for you guys?
Yeah, he's one. I think he's one of the most respected coaches in the league, and for a good reason. He's been around for a long time. He's got a lot of experience, and he definitely has the full support of our entire organization and the full trust of our team. So we're definitely we're all pushing to win this for a lot of reasons, but he's a big part of it.
Sam, I don't know if you answered this question already, but you were among the top 4 in the 2014 draft, and the 4 of you are going to be in this, the 2 of your teammates. Is it sort of surreal to be in the Stanley Cup Finals, the 4 of you 10 years later?
Yeah, it's cool. I was talking about this earlier. It's back then we were just kids enjoying the experience. We were getting brought around New York, got to go to a finals game there, and fast forward 10 years later, we're all playing with each other and against each other in the Cup Final. It's funny how things work out sometimes, but it's definitely a cool experience.
How do you have the community behind it? Can you talk a little bit about how the fans, being able to get a chance to experience you guys in the Stanley Cup Final again, and also having other leagues supporting you guys as well, the players from other leagues as well around town?
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, we've felt the support in this city. It just feels like every year it grows and grows, and it's pretty cool watching and hearing other athletes or other coaches from the South Florida area support us, and we love seeing that. We love hearing that. The fans have been unbelievable this year again, so it really is. It's an unbelievable place to play, and the support is incredible.
What was the feeling when you guys got Matthew Tkachuk, when you guys acquired him? You had played with him in Calgary, and was this feeling, let's go. We've got that piece now that's going to put us over the top.
Yeah, it was, at first it was a lot of shock. I had no idea that was going to happen, and I FaceTimed him instantly and had to make sure that it was true and it wasn't just rumors. So, definitely excited. We were friends, right as soon as he got to Calgary. So he's been a huge part of our team, having the success that we have. So he's a massive part, and that's a big add for our team.
Talk about the fan base a little bit about South Florida. It could be more different than the Edmonton, how far it is. Talk about a different fan base. What sets them apart, and what's that experience like going from one to the other?
Yeah, it's definitely it's different for sure. It's a smaller town, Edmonton. Obviously, the history of hockey back there is massive. So they obviously have some incredible, passionate fans there, but. The fan base here is just growing and growing every year, and it's actually really remarkable to see. I never thought, because I played in Calgary before, I never thought that Florida had that good of fans, and now being here and experiencing it firsthand, I couldn't have been more wrong. They're extremely passionate. They know the game, and it just seems to keep growing every year.
Sam, let's go back to minor hockey. Like Ken said, you could always tell you're uber competitive, but he struggled to find the right word, but he settled on prick that you've turned into now. Can you describe the way your game has evolved and changed compared to maybe how you were as a minor hockey player?
Yeah, I think I always had a physical edge to my game, even when I was younger. But this game's about adapting and owning different roles. Some teams need different players to do different things, and I'm willing to do whatever role I'm needed to help our team win. Whether it's go out there and be a prick or go try to generate some offense, go try to play hard defense. Whatever I need to do, I'm going to try to do it and whatever it takes to win the Stanley Cup.
Fun question here. The Stanley Cup Final, of course, is one of the biggest stages in sports. What is the most Hollywood thing about you?
The most Hollywood?
Yeah.
I don't have too much Hollywood in me. I'm not sure. Maybe the big mustache I can grow. I'm not sure.
10 years ago, you were going to see the Stanley Cup Final, but as a prospect, as a kid. What do you remember of that day, and is it special to see that 10 years later, the top 4 picks are all here playing the final?
Yeah, I just remember being in awe. We were just a couple kids getting the tour around. I think it was my first time in New York. Getting to go to a game at MSG was super cool. I remember we were all sitting together watching the game. Met Don Cherry that day, and then met Gary Bettman, and then watched the game. So we were just a bunch of kids just enjoying the whole experience. So it's pretty cool that now 10 years later we're in this final and all competing for the same goal.
What remains in you from the Battle of Alberta? Is there a part of you that still lives it? Or
about the Battle of Alberta? Yeah, I mean, not so much, but obviously it's a big rivalry. Anytime we played against Edmonton, it was an intense battle, hard fought every game. So there's definitely I still remember those hard games, and I'm sure they're going to be pretty intense again.